Hello, my name is Alexander Bolotnikov, and this is video tutorial where I will show you how to create a platformer game with PixiJS. So here is the text version of this tutorial available at the gamedev.land/runner, and here we can follow all the text version, all the steps in text format that we will perform in this tutorial. So here you can follow this tutorial as well. And let me show you the preview demo of the game that we will develop. So this is a 2D runner game where we have the hero jumping on the platforms, collecting diamonds, and if the hero falls, then the game restarts. So that's basically all the game we will develop. And you can find the complete source code at github.com. gamedevland/runner. So let's get started. And before we start, we can download our PIXI project template that we will use as a foundation for our game. So let me open this link from the text tutorial PIXI project template and let me download it just as a zip archive. And if you want to follow the tutorial on how to create this PIXI project template, you can find this tutorial at the corresponding page on the gamedev.land website. So here is creating PixiJS project template tutorial, and also there is a video version and a text version, and you can follow it to create a foundation or template that we will use for every game in PIXI. So we will download this project template. Let me open it in Finder, the downloaded zip package, and let me extract the zip, and let me rename this file to a runner game, because we will create a runner. Let me delete this zip, we don't need it anymore, and we will work in the runner folder. So I will drag and drop the runner folder into VS Code, and here is my project, and what I will do is npm-i to install all the npm packages specified in package.json, and hit npm start to make sure that everything is worked. So I see the background, that means the project template is working. So the next thing we will do is download the assets pack for the game. These assets provided by the canny.nl website, and I recommend you to follow this site and find the appropriate 2D assets for your games. And I download it into runner.zip, and here I have sprites folder after extracting it from the zip. So let me copy these sprites and paste it into our runner template in src sprites. So here I will replace the background as well, and I paste all the sprites that I have prepared for this project. So let me show you. Here's the diamond sprite, the hero sprite, the hero stand, hero jump, platform tile, and the hero walking sprite. So these are all the sprites that we will use, and I don't need the sprites folder anymore from the zip. So just the runner project with the sprites into the src sprites. Okay, so and now we can get back to the VS Code and start developing the sources. And what will be our first task? Our first step is to create a moving background. Actually, always when I'm starting develop of the new game, I start from the point of creating a background image. So let's do it again in this game, and to create a background, we need to actually create a background class first. So let us create a background class here. Create a background.js file in our src scripts game folder. Let me create a new file, call it background.js, and let me just copy and paste all of this code into the background. So as you see here, we have a speed property because we creating a 2D infinite runner game. The background we will move to the left to create an illusion of hero running. So by moving the repeating background image from right to left on the screen, we will create an effect of constant movement of the hero. So we created the background, we set the speed, and as you see here, we will set the speed from the config, which is available at config.js. So here we need to add the speed property, which is, for example, constant 2 bg speed, and now it's available in the background class. And we create a container that will contains all these sprites of the background, creating the sprites, which now this method is empty actually. And let us get back to the game class and create big background here. And instead of creating the sprite, we will just call the just created background, and like that. And we know that since game is a scene and it's extending the scene class, and we have an update method that's called on every animation frame via ticker, PIXI ticker, we can redefine the update method here. And in the update method, we will constantly call the background update to continue move the background from right to left. That means that in the background we also need to add the update method. So here we will add the update method, and if we will move one single image, then at some point of time the image will not fit the screen, right? And the player will see a black background, not the proper image sprite. So to prevent this from happening, we can connect several background images together and move them all at the same time. And when the first image is completely hidden behind the left edge of the screen, we will automatically move it to the right edge. So for doing this, we will do this in the create sprite method, and let me take the code for this. So for that purpose, we will create 3 sprites, one after another, and just let me copy these lines of code and paste it here, replacing the create sprites. And so I will create 3 sprites, 3 actually equal sprites, using the up.sprite with the key bg, which is our bg png. That's how I will create 3 images one after another, and each next image will create it with an offset by the x property, shifted by the width of the background image. So each sprite is indented along the x-axis by a distance equal to the width of all background images to its left, right? So now we will implement a method for moving an individual sprite and moving it to the rightmost position, provided that the sprite is hidden behind the left border of the screen. So let me copy the move methods from the text version, paste it here. So I created sprites, created move methods, and into the update method, what I need is to run the move of each sprite. So the update method should contain the movement, the call of move method for each sprite. So for each sprite, we will move the current sprite with the given offset. So for here we will calculate the sprite right x coordinate, screen screen left x is equal to 0, of course, and here we check if the right edge of the image is to the left of the screen left. This means that the image is hidden from the screen. We need to place it to the right. Otherwise, we'll just give a new offset to the x. That's how we move each individual sprite. So let me save this code and make sure that we call in the update in game scene. Let's check what we got. So here we have an error that background is not defined. That means that we just have to import the background into the game.js from the background. And here we are. So the background is moving and constantly the images is constantly repeating all we received. So now it's time to create our first platform on the game. And we will start from calling the create platform from the game scene class. So let me copy this code and paste it into the game.js, and here in the create method I will call create platform with the given parameters. So let me add this method to the game class right near the create background, and here we will create our first platform. So as you see, we passed 3 parameters for creating the platform: the rows number, the calls number, and the x offset on the screen. We call the platform constructor with the given 3 parameters and add the container of the platform to the container of the scene. So that means we need to create a platform class. Let me add a new file, call this file platform.js, and we'll describe this class here. So let me copy this, create a new class with the constructor that receives 3 parameters: the rows, calls, and the x property, and assigning these properties to the platform properties. So we will need to know the full dimension of the platform being created, width and the height. We know that the platform will consist of tiles of the same size. Knowing the dimensions of one tile and knowing the number of such tiles in a row and in a column, it's easy to calculate the total width and height of the platform. So we will do this calculation right now. And in the constructor, let's add this code where we get in the tile size from the tile texture. So the tile PNG is the texture of the platform tile, and we can create a PIXI texture and get the width. The height is the same, and now we can calculate the width and the height of the platform, which is just multiplying the tile size with the calls amount and the rows amount. And all created tiles will need to be placed in one common container of the platform, which in turn is already placed in the outer container of the scene. So let's create a container for the tiles. Let's create a container, call the create container method, and define this method here. So here I'm just creating the container and place this container with the given x coordinate and with the given y coordinate. So when creating a container, we specify its x coordinate obtained from the parameter in the constructor. Thus, we shift the left side of the platform to this coordinate, and as the y coordinate, we specify a value at which the platform will touch the bottom of the screen with its bottom side. This way we'll create the effect that the platform sticks out of the ground. We know that the coordinates of the container correspond to the coordinate of the first tile in the container, and this is the top leftmost tile. Thus, if we shift the entire platform up by a distance equal to its height, we will achieve the desired effect. And now let's create the tiles themselves. And here we just need to add the method of the call of method create tiles after we created the container. And let's define the methods for creating tiles. And here we have the creating. We create as much tiles as we have rows and columns numbers, and here we create a tile in a loop and going through all of the rows and columns of the platform. So on the first line of the platform, we use a platform tile, which is actually a tile with the grass, as you see. So we are checking if we are on the 0 row, which means this the first row of the platform, which means it's the top of the platform, then we just render the platform tile with the grass. Otherwise, we're using just regular tile PNG, which is just a ground image. That's how we create a texture, app.sprite, adding this texture to the platform container and setting the position of this tile according to its position in a column and in a row of the current platform. And let us check what we got in the browser. So platform is not defined as usual. We just need to get back to the game and add the platform, import the platform from the file like that. And here we are. Here is our first platform. So the next step is to create a hero, and let's place the hero sprite on the platform we just created. So we are start with the creating the hero class as usual. So in the game folder, let me create a new file called hero.js, and let me copy this code of the hero class and paste it in the file. So we create in the class hero, we call in the sprite method, which now is empty. And let's implement this method, and let me copy this code of the create sprite method here. Let me paste it here, and as you see, the hero consists of two images, walk1 and walk2. We have walk1 and we have walk2 sprites. And from these two images we can create a frame-by-frame animation of walking. For this we use the PIXI animated sprite class, calling the constructor of PIXI animated sprite. In the constructor of this class we pass an array of textures from which we want to create an animation for our, in our case there are two sprites. So app.res, as you remember, app.res returns actually a texture that we can use in the array that we pass to animated sprite. And now let's then we place the sprite into the original hero position that can be found in the global config. So let me go to the config and let me init the original hero position. Let me set it here. So let's say the hero will start at x 350 and y 595, like that. You can change these coordinates if you want. It's easy since it's placed in the configuration file, not hard-coded. And finally, we set the loop property of the animated sprite to true to make it constant, to play it constantly. Set the animation speed. You can actually experiment with this value. For me, I see that 0.1 is enough. And finally, we just call the sprite play method to start playing of the animated sprite animation. So now we should get back to the game class and create a hero here. And as usual, we just call in the create hero in the create method of the game and specifying the method create hero here, like for example here, and just import it from the file make sure that we will import it, add it to the scene container, and check the results. Here we are, but the hero actually not on the platform, and we can actually fix this by setting the proper coordinate of the y-axis. At this point we have created the first platform and placed the hero on it, but in our game platforms should create automatically and endlessly. Therefore, it's time to write the code for generation of all the platforms. So let's start by creating the platforms class. In game folder, let me create a new file and I call it platforms. And in that class will be responsible for generating all the platforms. So let me start by copying the code of the platforms class. So let me select this, copy, paste here. So here we have the platforms class, and we will place all the created platforms in this platforms property of this class, which is an array of platforms being created, an array of objects of type platform that we created earlier, and we also created a container which will contain all the created platforms objects, and this container will be attached to the game scene parent container. So since we decided that the platforms class should create all the platforms, it means that this class should create the very first platform also. Then we will transfer the code for creating the first platform from the game class to the platforms class. So right now we're creating the first platform in the create method of the game class, but we should do it in the platforms actually. So let me just select the create platform call method and copy it to the platforms constructor. So here I will call the create platform to actually create it, and then I will delete this call of this method from the create method of the game class, and I also extract the create platform, also extract it from the game class and paste it into the platforms class. So here we are, and I need to save this file and get back to the game class, and instead of creating a single platform in the game class, I will create a platforms class which has all the platforms on the game, and I need to add this container to the stage here in the game. So let me just actually copy these lines of code, and I will create platforms. I will call create platforms method of the game class, and I should define this method. So I select create platforms and paste it into the game class now. So now in the game I have create platforms, and I should import it from the platforms file. Like here, I imported platform, but I don't need actually a single platform object anymore here, so I remove this line of code and I use just only the platforms. I created platforms, and as you see, I added platforms container as a child object of this container, which is a container of the game. So after all things that I have done right now, I need to add an update method of the game class. So I already hear an update method here, so I just copy this platform's update with delta time as a parameter, and after I did this, I should add an update method in the platforms class. So that's how we will constantly check the status of the platforms manager and perform certain actions at the right time. So let me go to the platforms, and what actions actually should I perform is creating platforms. So let me copy this code and paste it in the platforms class. So what am I doing here? I just want to automatically create platforms until the last created platform goes off the screen. So we implement the update method here, and if here we are actually checking if the last created platform fits entirely on the screen. That's the last created platform is the right side coordinate is less than the width of the screen. Then we want to create the next platform. So here I'm checking the right coordinate of the platform, which is platform. The current means this property will contain the current created platform, the last one created. If the x coordinate of the container of the last created platform plus that platform width, which is actually the right coordinate of the right edge of the last created platform. If this right coordinate is less than window inner width, which means that this platform actually fits on the entire screen. So I want to continue creating new platforms in that way. So if my last created platform is fully visible on the screen, so there is no reasons to stop creating a platform, right? So I need to create a new platforms. That's why I will call the create platform method again. And as you see, we placed the last created platform in this current property, as I already mentioned, and therefore let's add its setting to the create platform method along with adding the created platform to this platforms array. So let me get back to the text version and implement the create platform method, and I will actually copy it here, and as you see, this method will receive data as a parameter, create a new platform object, adding this object to the container of the platforms, and then I will push the just created platform to the platforms array, and here I'm assigning the just created platform to the current property, which I can check in the update method. So each next platform, unlike the first one, we will create with random parameters. Random parameters are returned to us by the random data getter. As you can see here, we just use some random data to create it every platforms after the first one. So the parameters used, although random, must still be within certain ranges so that the platforms are created in reasonable sizes and positions. So let's describe such limits in the global config object, and I prepared such limits here. Let me just go to the global config and add a property for platforms, ranges, and here we specify the minimum and the maximum number of rows and columns of the created platforms, and as well as minimum and maximum offset relative to the previous created platform. So now we can implement the random data getter based on the given properties. So let me just copy this getter and go to the platform class, just paste this getter here, and here I'm using the config ranges to get proper data, and I'm calculating the offsets, I'm calculating the number of rows and columns randomly, and finally I return data which follows this, which it's actually we actually need to do this in the platforms class, not in platform, so that's my mistake. So let me just extract this code and paste it in the platforms, here, so like that. So we have the random data getter in the platforms, and update method that calls create platform with random data, and this return data follows this pattern. So row, number of rows, columns, and x offset. So let us check what we got right now. Let me open, and here we see, so we just created the first platform, right? The first platform is created manually from the platforms class right now, not from the game class anymore, but from the platforms. And here I specify the initial values that hard-coded right now. But the next one and the following platform, as you can see on the right side of the screen, actually like that. So every time I refresh the page, I see the new platforms after the first initial platform. And these platforms created automatically with the random parameters, with a given offset, with the random number of columns and the rows. And so it's time to enable physics in our game. And before we start the movement of the platforms we just created, we need to activate physics in the projects. So to do this, first let's install the npm package with the Matter.js physics library. For that, I'm going to the console and hit npm I Matter.js, like that. And after this, I see that there is one package was added to my project, which I can see in package.json. And here I now see Matter.js library. And I can actually view all the documentation for this library on the official website. And let me just Google it. And here we are. So we actually can open the Matter.js from the Matter.js website and follow some examples, tutorials, and so on and so forth. So getting started also. There is a GitHub page where you can find the tutorial for getting started. But for our game, we have prepared some code, and I will show you how to integrate Matter.js with the PIXI library. So first of all, we will activate this in the main system class, which is app.js. So let's get back to the system code, which is in the system folder. And here, first of all, what I need to do is to import just installed library, import all as matter from Matter.js, like that. So first of all, I'm importing, and I will do this import, and then I will go to the constructor and actually to the run method of the application class. So here in the application I have the run method, and after all initializations done, I will add some physics. So let me create physics. Let us create this method and define create physics. And what do we do here? It's just creating a physics property which will contain an engine of matter. So the physics property of our system application class will store the matter engine. After that, we will create a runner which needs to which can run this engine actually. So the runner object created secondly, and finally what we do is we run. By this runner we start in this physics engine. So there are 3 lines that we need to activate the engine for the project. So that's how we will do it. And now it's time to start adding physical bodies for the objects in our game. After we have added physics to the project, we need to tell the physics engine about all the objects that will be enabled for physics interactions or processing. So let's start with the platforms. we need to add physical bodies to the created platforms and thus let the physics engine know about the platforms in the game. What is the physical body of the platform? In fact, the platform is a rectangular sprite. So as we can see, what is the platform? So let me actually run the game again by hitting the npm start. So as you see, the platform is rectangular sprite. And in order to create the physical body of the platform that the engine can process, we need to create a rectangle that exactly matches the outline of the platform. We can accurately calculate the size and the position of such a rectangle by taking the coordinates and dimensions of the current platform in the platform.js file. So let me open the platform file, and here what I need to do is specify actually the speed of the platform. So I can add the speed, which is showed by the x property. Then I will create a body, and after that I will create a body method. So what do I do here is creating a physical body based on the rectangle as we just talked about it. So I will specify the x coordinate as the first parameter, the y coordinate, and width and height of the platform, and some extra additional properties. So no friction, and this body should be static. That means that it should not fall down on the ground under the screen. So the x coordinate, the y coordinate, and the width and the height. That's how we specify the rectangle. Then we will add just created physical body to the engine. So we use method.world.add. We specify the engine world and the body we should add to that world. And finally, we store the reference to this class, to this object in just created body. We need to do this because we will need this actually object. We need to access this platform, just created platform object, when we will deal with the physics interaction. Since when we will deal with physics interaction, we will get not the platform object itself, we will get just the bodies. We can deal with the interacted bodies, and knowing we can know the what object interacted by getting it using the reference we just created right now. Okay, so we just created a body, and we need to add the platform move speed in the global config. So I will open config, find the platforms, and I can add, for example, -1.5, and you can experiment with the speed, and you can set your own properties here. So now we have the physical body of the platform, and all we need to do is make platforms moving. So for this we will create a move method in the platform class. Since each platform should move, let me add this code here. So how will I create the move method? First of all, I will check if this platform has body, since it can be destroyed, for example. So we are checking that the platform is still alive, we see it on the screen, we have the body. First, we need to set the position for the physical body, and we specify what body we want to update. So we use measure.body.setPosition method, passing this body, so the body of the current platform, and the new coordinates. And as you see, the y coordinates still not changed, because the platform can't move up or down, it just can move left. And as we specify in config, the move speed -1.5, this property is assigned to this dx offset property. So we just add in this offset to the current body position, and after all we are passing this as a parameter to setPositionBody method. And after we move the physical body, we can move a container which contains the sprites of the tiles actually of the platform. So only like that. So we've moved the physical body, then we moved the sprite according to the new position of the physical body. So what do we need to do after that? We need to go to the platforms class and update our platforms method. So in the platforms we have an update, and after we create all the platforms, we just call move method of each platform we got. So matter is not defined in the platform. Let me fix this. We need to define it like we do it in the application. In platforms, maybe we don't use it here, so just in platform we import the matter, and here we are. We just created the platforms that are moving constantly. And like with the platform, let's create a physical body for the hero in the hero.js file. So we are in hero.js, and let me open the section of the documentation, the physical body of the hero. So first of all, I will import matter.js library, and I will create body just like I did with the platform. So I'm creating body and adding a ticker, creating body and adding a ticker to PIXI ticker to perform the update method in every animation frame of the game. So let us create the body with the create body method. Let's implement the create body and the update method as well. We will add somewhere here the update. So what do we do here? We just creating a body, just like with the platform. The body is the rectangle in the position of the hero sprite, right? So here's the hero's coordinates and the hero's dimensions, the hero sprite width, the hero sprite height, and no friction. So we created body, we added this body to the matter world, which means that we told the engine no about the this body. And finally we saved the reference to this hero object in the body object to access it on collision events. So, and also we created an update method that was added to PIXI ticker and will be called in every frame of animation. So here we force the hero's sprite to the position of the hero's physical body in order to synchronize them. So wherever the hero's physical body is sent as a result of the interactions, the hero sprite will be placed in the same position. And now let's move next to the hero's jump. We will give the hero the opportunity to jump twice in the game. So that means that after the first jump, the hero will be able to perform another jump while he is in the air. Then he must land on the platform to make the next jump. Let's make the hero jump by pressing anywhere on the screen. We will listen to the pointer down event in a game scene class. So let's copy these lines of code and go into the game scene class. And here in the create hero we will add the event listener of the hero, of actually the container of the scene. So we listen the pointer down event. That means that the player hit anywhere on the screen, and if so, we want to hero start jump by calling the start jump method. So go back to the hero and first of all let's set the jump speed and some properties in the constructor. So here I will add the jump speed, which as you see I can get from the global config. So let me open the global config, find the heroes object here, and I will place these parameters right into the global config. So here I will set the jump speed equal to 15 and total jumps equal to 2, so that's how I can say that I want the hero to be able to jump twice. So that means that the second jump will be while the hero is in the air. So we set the properties. The current jump is 0, so right now the hero is on the platform, and we can implement the start jump method, which we call from the pointer down event. And let me add it here. So what do I do here is checking if the current jump is less than maximum amount of jumps. I will increment the current jump index and set the velocity to the physical body of the hero. So here I call the matter engine, the body namespace, and the set velocity method with the parameters of current hero body and the actual speed, which is 0 for the x-axis, because we don't want to move the hero along the x-axis, but this is negative this.dy speed for the y-axis. So that's how we can move the hero along the y-axis. So let's check what we got here. And we have the hero here. And here we are. So I changed the direction of the hero, and I see that the hero, first of all, I see the physical body of the hero because the hero collides the platform right now. So we did it in the last section. We did the colliding the hero and the platform by adding the physical body for the hero. And I also can perform a jump. I can jump once or I can jump twice. So while in the air, because we have a jump counter. Right now the hero actually can perform only 2 jumps, and I can't jump the third time even if I land on a platform. So there's things to be done more. And that's because the jump index counter never resets. So we go back to the code, into the hero class, we can see that we just incrementing the jump index and we never reset it to 0. So that's why I can jump only 2 times, and I can't jump even if I land on the platform. I can't jump anymore actually. So that's the moment when the hero touches the platform. This means that the hero has landed on the ground and the previous jump is completed. So how can we track the collision of the hero and the platform? So we need to track it somehow. To do this, we will again use the physics engine, the Matter.js library, and the interaction of the physical bodies of the hero and the platform. the matter physics engine will fire a collision event when two physics bodies collide. So we need to listen for this event. Let's do it in the game scene class. So let's go to the game scene, and here we need to set some events in the create method and implement set events method here. So what I do is just check on collision start event that fired by matter engine. So the matter engine will fire collision event, collision start, every time that bodies added to the matter world collide on the screen. So when this event is fired, I would like to start the onCollisionStart method, which I define by myself. So I define this method here, and what do I do here? I just get in the colliders from the event passed to the parameters of this method. So here I get to two bodies of two collided objects, and that's actually the moment when we will use the references that we saved to the body object. So as you see here, I have the I will find the hero by checking if this body has the game hero property in its properties, or I will find the platform to by checking the colliders to find an object that has the game platform property. And if I will found such an object, then this is actually a platform, because the game platform reference contains platform, as we remember, and the game hero reference, the game hero property will contains a hero object, as we can see here in the create body and also with the platform. So the game platform contains this, which means it's a platform object. So that's how I will find the appropriate objects. And if I found these two objects, I will call the hero stay on platform method, which I need to actually define. So stay on platform, what do I need to do here? I just need to actually reset the counter. So after I made sure that I'm on the platform, that means that I need to reset the counter now. So I will try to make one more jump, and I will go to the start jump method, and here I will add in an additional check that start jump. So here I will check that if we actually on the platform, or this jump index is equal to 1, so we are not on the platform, but we are in the air, and we have not jumped from the air for that moment. So that's where I want to increment the jump index and set the current platform to null, because after jump the hero is actually not on the platform. So let's check what we got. So here's the matter import problem, and I need to import matter from the game scene also. So I will import it here, and app is not defined in the game scene class, so let me import the app here also, and here we are. So okay, and as you can see, now I can jump twice, and I can the jump counter resets every time I touch the platform, so I can jump by the platform like that. Time to create a diamond that we can collect. The diamonds will be positioned above the platforms in such a way as to motivate the player to jump from the platform to collect them. We will create diamonds for each platform in the corresponding class. So let's create a certain number of diamond images above the platform. So I will go to the VS Code and create, I will go to platform, and here I will add the diamonds array as a property in the constructor of the platform and call of the createDiamonds method in the constructor, and let me implement this method. So let me copy and paste it here, the createDiamond. So what I do here is finding the proper y coordinate for the diamond that I want to create. As you see, I take the parameter from the config, which means I need to go to the config and paste the parameters for diamonds creation. So let me create it here, and I create the parameters for diamonds, the chance of creating a diamond on each tile of the platform. So I will create the diamond with a 40% chance on each tile of the platform. So if the platform contains 4 tiles, I will check each of these 4 tiles and create diamonds in 40% chance under each tile. And I will create a diamond from the 100 pixels to 200 pixels above the platform. So that's how I will find the y coordinate, just randomly get the position between 100 and 200, so just random offset, and I will check, as you see, all the tiles of the platform, and with the random chance of 40% I will create a diamond. So I need actually the diamond class, so let me create a new file in the game folder and I call it diamond.js and implement it here like that. So I create a sprite diamond with the coordinates x and y, which I pass from the creating method here. So the x coordinate is actually a coordinate of the current tile of the platform, and the y coordinate is a negative y that I found from randomly getting it using the given offset. After I created a diamond sprite, I will add it as a child to the container of the platform and finally push it to the diamonds array here. So, and that's how I will create a diamond. And let me check. So now I see the diamonds created under the platform, and I check it under each tile with 40% chance. So the physical body of a diamond. All game objects that need to handle physics interactions such as collision need to create a physics bodies and add them to the physics engine for processing. We have already created a physical body for the hero and the platforms, and have the opportunity to handle the collision of the hero with the platform, and the player will be able to collect diamonds when the diamonds touched by the hero's sprite while the hero is jumping. So this means that diamonds also need to create a physical body, and let's add it to the diamond class. So let's go to diamond and move the creating sprite to the separate method, call it from the constructor like that, and create body just like we did with the all game objects that have a physical body, like hero, platform. We just create a body by using the rectangle with the given coordinates of a diamond, with the given dimensions of a diamond, the width and the height of the diamond, no friction, static, and some kind of extra parameter, saving the reference to the current object to the game diamond property of body, setting the isSensor method to true to make it not collidable but overlappable. So the diamond we can overlap the image but not collide with it. And finally we add the created body to the physics world. And now we will go to create diamonds in a platform, create diamonds method here. We will also move this code to the separate method. So let me define the create diamond method as a separate method in this class, and I will delete this code and in the loop I will call the method create diamond with the two parameters, creating a diamond, add it to the platform container, creating a body, and here I will create a body that just defined just after creating the sprite. And that's how it will work. So as always, I need to import the matter. So now the hero is actually overlapping the diamond, but we also need to collect it when the hero is overlapped. So let's find how to do that. We'll improve the onCollisionStart method in the game scene. Let's find this method here. So here we get in the hero and the platform, but we also can have actually can get the hero and the diamond. So if one of the colliders is a hero and other of the colliders is a diamond, then we can collect the diamond by calling the collectDiamond method of the hero. So what we need to do is to create the collectDiamond in the hero object. Just let me paste it here. So what I do here is incrementing the score, which is 0 by default in the constructor. So the score is incremented, the physical body removed, the diamond sprite destroyed, and the diamond sprite set to null. So let's check. And diamond is not defined in game scene class. So here we are. So we need actually to find it from the colliders, right? So here I will find a diamond. The diamond is an object that has the property gameDiamond, as you remember. So here in the diamond.js we saved the diamond in the gameDiamond to its body, and here we check in the body that has the gameDiamond property, and if the body has the gameDiamond property, that's actually a diamond. So if we have a hero, we have a diamond, we can collect it by the hero. And here we are. So let me check collecting. So it's actually not collected. Why is it? And let me fix it. I will add the update method to the diamond class, and just like in the hero, I will add a PIXI ticker to the diamond class in the diamond constructor that will call the update method in every animation frame, and I will check if there is a diamond sprite. That means the diamond is alive, it's available on the screen. Then I need to actually reset the position of the matter body of this diamond to the actual position of the sprite. So I will set the position for the body in the position of the sprite. So that's how I will change the position of the diamond body. And as you see now, the diamonds are collected and all working well. Great. Let's move on and let's check what we got. We need to create a UI. So in the game folder, I will create a file and I call it label score. So I will use the score counter and I will show it as a text on the screen. I will use the parameters from the global config for the score. So let me go to the config and create a score object, which I will place in the x equal to 10, y coordinate equal to 10, 0 anchor, and here the style for the text for the PIXI text. And the label score is actually extends the PIXI text class, and here we have the method render score for rendering the text property. So let's go to the game scene class. In the create, as usual, we create in the UI, calling the create UI, define this method, create the label score that we just created, add it as a child to the container of the scene, And on each player score, we will call the render score method that we just defined here. So we need to fire the event of score, right? So in the hero class, go to the hero, and when we collect the diamond, we not just increase the counter, remove the body, but also emit the score event. So let's check. We have the score, and it's increased each time I collect the diamond. Great. All we need to do is just restart the game when we fall down on the screen. So we need to add first of all, we need to add a handler for such an event in the game scene class, which means we need to handle the player die event. So it's easy to do in create hero method, since we create a hero in a game scene. We create a hero, and here we will check on the hero once. Actually, the hero die, because hero can die only once. We will restart the scene. But when we restart the scene, we need to also reset all the handlers, all the event listeners, and destroy all the sprites, all the objects we created. So we need to call the destroy method. And if we go back in the system scene, we have the destroy method that's called on the scene remove, right? In this scene class, I know that this method is actually empty, so I can redefine it here. And what I need to do here is reset all the events I set, destroy all the objects I create. So what did I create? I create background, hero, platforms, and label score, right? Here I see it. Background, platforms, hero, UI, which is label score actually. I have set the events. So what events did I set? I set the matter on collision start, and I switch off the collision start event, remove the ticker, and destroy all the created objects. And that means that I need to create the destroy method in all of these objects, right? So let's start with the background. So I go to the background and implementing destroy method in the background.js destroy, which means that I need to just destroy the container of background. Let's move on. The platforms, destroy the platforms, creating destroy method. So what do I need to do here? I need to destroy the container, and before I destroy the container of the platforms, I need to destroy all the platform that is in this platform. So that's the next step, the platform, destroy the platform, which means I remove the body of the platform from the physics world and remove all the diamonds, right? So, and finally remove the container. The diamonds, I need to destroy the diamonds also. The diamond here, destroy. And first I will check if the sprite is not destroyed yet. Then I need to remove the ticker, remove the body, destroy the sprite, set it to null. And the hero also, I will destroy the hero. The hero destroy, will remove the ticker, or remove the body, destroy the sprite. And finally, final step, the update method. If the sprite coordinate is greater than the height of the screen, then it means that the hero falls down, which means we need to emit a die event. So let's check, is it working? Let's try to collect some diamonds, and then, oh yes, we fall down, but there is some here error that we can fix. The problem is actually setting the ticker for the hero, so I need to set the update method and pass the context to the second parameter to clear it in the destroy method, I will clear these methods properly. So by binding the context using the bind, I will create a new function, and here I will not remove it actually. So I will just pass the update function and pass the context as a separate parameter. So let me resave this and check it one more time. And here we are, we fall down and the game restarts. Yeah, but now the score is not reset. Let me fix it also. Resetting the score after the game restarts is to check actually if we have the diamond sprite, and we need to destroy it here in the collect diamond method in the hero class. So now let me restart the game. I see the score, I fall down, I see the score 0, and it's restarted, and it's resetting every time I collect a new diamond. I see the new number, I can die, but I will start from 0, and the score will increase each time I collect the diamond. So that's all actually. We have, I congratulate you, we have created the game of endless runner from scratch with PiXI. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. I see you in the next videos with the next tutorial. Have fun creating this game, and feel free to leave the comments for me and some requests, and feel free to communicate. So thank you once more time. Bye bye.